Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Hey guys, I'm Bullhorn Betty, and this is the Bullhorn Betty channel, where we're taking a deep dive into Sebastian Rogers. We have been covering the case since the early part of March, prior to or the day of the interview of both mom and stepdad. What we learned was there were some questionable statements made. And then we started looking into the parents, which really ruffled the feathers of the mom, more importantly, the stepdad. He felt that if we just took all the drama out of this, there's nothing here to see except a teenage boy that just simply ran away from home. That couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, this mom and stepfather has hired some of the most vile people to assist them in locating their son, from past felons that are currently committing crimes to questionable people with questionable pasts, such as substance abuse, where one of their searchers is seen in the woods utilizing substances through a straw and a dollar bill up that person's nostrils, inhaling whatever it was that he was doing. Then you have another content creator that is filthy, which again is just representation of the people that they hire to assist them. And then lastly, one of the main supporters of the mom and stepdad has now 2 new civil actions against her, one for child custody and another one for stalking her ex-pregnant girlfriend. So, and then after that, an incident report came about where she or her other daughter put bruises on her youngest daughter's throat. Again, this just kind of embodies the type of people that are representing Sebastian's mom and stepfather. While I never criticize anybody's past, because let's face it, we all have one. It's the difference between somebody that has overcome that and has redeemed themselves versus somebody that has continuously done this throughout the pattern of their story and is continuing to do it. No redemption, no remorse, just continuing the same bad behavior over and over again, expecting different results. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers deserves better than this. He deserves the right type of people searching for him and looking for him. There has been a lot of statements made from the mom and the stepfather, predominantly the stepfather, Chris Proudfoot. And I've got to say, the inconsistency, the anger, the vitriol, and the threats and intimidation that he has posed to just about anybody and everybody searching for his son, his stepson, has me very, very, very concerned, including my own arrest. For what? For doing my job and speaking out against him, as well as law enforcement in the area. This makes you take a back seat because you see parents that are spending more time trying to shut my mouth than they are searching for their own missing child that disappeared from their own home. Why? That is the question we should be all asking ourselves, is why. We're going to be going over this case a little more in depth. I hope you stay tuned. We have a lot to discuss and a new case to bring up. I thank you all for being here. I hope you take the time before we start to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. If you would like to help me with my legal expenses or just to support the efforts that we're doing, we have a variety of ways that you can contribute. From the GoFundMe to help me fight specifically with my legal expenses. We have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. We have an Amazon wish list if you just want to give me a thank you item or buy something special for the Lila. Again, this is truly a family, and we've truly come together for the sake of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And we're going to continue to fight for him. And we're going to continue to expose the mom and stepdad's weird behaviors and inconsistent statements. And we're going to expose those around them that are doing nefarious things to prevent the search or Sebastian being found. I hope you guys support all the creators that have come together to say no to this nonsense and to keep Sebastian first and foremost. God bless each and every one of you watching this, and have a great day. What we do know as fact, however, is that Seth has been searching for his son ever since his son disappeared. Seth has publicly taken a polygraph. He has publicly produced his work records. This man has done everything he could possibly do, including working with the FBI, working with me to advocate for his son, calling on the national media, getting Nick the Hat and Dog the Bounty Hunter, and we're here with what from the mom and stepfather. Nothing for almost 10 months. Shoddy searches at best, working with an unscrupulous PI, felons, and including one searcher utilizing substances, illicit substances, while searching for their son. Hello, my beautiful people. I hope you guys are doing well here on YouTube, or as Matt says it, the YT. I watch Matt, I think his name's, what is it? Thibault, I can't pronounce his last name. I say it when I'm looking at it. Once I look at it, I can tell. But he's the college kid that's covering this case, and he's doing such a swell job at it. But he calls YouTube the YT on the YT. So maybe I need to pick that up. Good morning, Melanie. God bless you for the $5 super chat. Let me adjust this just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, now you guys can see my face. Sending prayers and hugs for tomorrow. Much love to you, Betty. Thank you so much. TD Dean is up in the house, followed by Bullhorn Betty. Nicey Marie is up here. Mr. and Mrs. Car Guy, it's nice to see you. Planet Lady, the real me too. I think the real me too stalking me. Lisa B. Always, Stephanie Timms, Rebecca, it's nice to see you. Peggy, hey. Carla, Deanna, it's nice to see you. YouTuber Lois, good morning. It's nice to see you. Miss Robin up in the house. It's nice to see you. Kathleen, Island Girl Diana, it's nice to see you. Who else do we have? Stephanie reminding us, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on the way in. We have almost 300 people in chat right now. So if you guys go all out there and just give me that thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. I've got some shots to show you, X shot, like not screenshots, I guess, share the screen that I wanted to go over, and I plugged more information into AI. And so we're going to be going over that. It's not as upbeat and hopeful as we would hope. But it's about finding the truth, right? And that's what we're doing. And we're going to utilize any type of resource or tool at our disposal to aid in that effort. So it's nice to see you. Buckshot, hello. It's nice to see you. Welcome. Mona, good morning. It is still morning across the country. Stephanie, who else do we have up in the house? Gigi for life. It's nice to see you. Good morning. Oh, look what we got. A whole 9 months. You're officially mine. I have a baby Miss Robin. You've been with me for 9 months. That's true family. It's nice to see you. Thank you. And God bless. Thank you for that. Cheryl, it's nice to see you. Good morning from Tennessee, BHB. And mods, nice to see you. And yes, thank you for thanking the mods. For all those that are here, our mods are, of course, all of us content creators think our mods are absolutely the best, but mine are sharp as sharp can get. I'm telling you, it takes the it factor to be a mod on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Okay, I'm sorry, it just does. Nobody has it harder than our mods here on this channel. I don't know why my eyes are watering. I got watery eyes this morning. I've been having horrible allergies. I've been sneezing all morning. Good gracious, trying to eat breakfast. I'm surprised I didn't snot all over the real me too. Good gracious. I was sneezing a lot, wasn't I?
Yes, you were.
Jessica, it's nice to see you. Nanette, Peggy, VA. So I know Chaos is around the corner. Hey, good morning, Chaos. I hope you guys got enough coffee in ya. Whenever you all get a chance, I enhance the flashlight videos, slowed down 20 seconds, and a lot of faces in a hurry, even 20 seconds. Can you send that to me, Nicey Marie? bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Can you send me that so I don't have to hunt for it? I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Love Bug. Wanda, it's nice to see you. Christy, good morning, love. I hope you're doing well. Betty H, it's nice to see you. We have Karen. You should ask AI, how can I find Sebastian? Well, that's the next step. That's the next step. But we have to plug information in because, you got to build AI. So it's not like they have all this information in there. You got to plug it with like their. You don't want to plug it with hypotheticals or any of your stuff because it will pick that up. So the way I figured it out is you take their own words and plug their own words. That's why I've been heavily using the interviews that they've done to plug that in. And so now, in order for us to get a history on these people, we need to plug in their history, right? As we know it. So, we need to find out like when they were in the military, you got to plug all of that information in. And once it plugs in that information, it can analyze it. But it needs to be 100% factual information. So that will be the next step. We're actually going to be discussing that. So you and I are kind of like, you get it. You get it. So we are going to get there, but not there yet. Not there yet. Deanna gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership, and so did Robin. Thank you, ladies, for the gifted Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership from Deanna, or if you received it from Robin, please don't forget to tell them thank you. And for the two people that received their gifted Bullhorn Betty membership from Deanna and Robin, welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket and your padded room and welcome aboard. It is a bumpy ride. You are official here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, where we fight to seek the truth. Eeyore Blues is up in the house. It's nice to see you. You're late. You're late, Eeyore. You're usually one of the first people that are writing in here. Are you feeling ill? Should we take your temperature? Just joking. I'm just joking. Football Mom, it's nice to see you. Carrie, good morning. There's Chaos Bunny. I'm not sure who gifted mine. VA's membership yesterday, but thank you very much. Oh, you guys are official. Well, you guys deserve to be here. You're as crazy as me. No, I should stop. I'm just joking. She's ready to smack me. Samantha, it's nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you for thumbing up. Denise, good morning, love. I hope you're doing well. Vicky, good morning. Who else do we have? Oh, you're welcome, love. Misfits. Been a while. You changed the logo. I don't know why. I think it's got to be the allergies. I need to take my allergy medicine. You guys might have to hold on if my eyes don't stop watering. Saint, it's nice to see you. Jen's just is. I love it. Outer Banks is up in the house. She's also late. We won't say anything to Outer Banks. I'm just joking. SRK, big hugs and love to you, love bug. I hope you're doing well today. Oh, look at that. Oh, Outer Banks. Thank you. My hair, I didn't even blow dry my hair. This is kind of, well, it's usually it's frizzy if I don't blow dry it. So I blow dry it, but we're in a different area with different water. And so it's laying actually nice for it not being blow dried, which it's hardly ever happens. So yes, thank you. And everybody else, DNA, Falker's dad, it's nice to see you. Wheezy girl, it's nice to see you. Rudy, it's nice to see you. Autism Homestead, good morning. Judy Jones, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well today. Detective Whiskers, good morning. Trying to see. I think I said hi to you, Betty H, but just in case. Mag50, it's nice to see you, love. Hope you're doing well today. Aw, DNA, 6 months. Congratulations. Pretty soon, in 3 more months, you'll be officially family. I've carried you for 9 months. I'm just joking. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. So, yeah, we're getting on to, I'm going to go ahead and just look at this. Serenity. Oh, thank you. I may not catch the whole life. I'm at work. Well, God bless you. And looky who it is. Nani, love and hugs. Easter blessings to all. Yes, this is Easter week. We're going to be we're going to be having Passover Friday, and then it's going to be Easter on Sunday. So yeah, it's nice to see everybody, and happy Easter, happy early Easter. Love Lakers is up in the house. Brown Eyed Girls, Gypsy Doll, Adrian. It's nice to see you, Little Orange Man. Nice to see you all. Who else am I missing here? Jessica, it's nice to see you. Sheena, good morning. Renee, hey, hey, hey. Cray, it's nice to see you as well. Every time I move, I see somebody else. Heather, Justified, it's nice to see you. Aw, thank you, Renee. God bless you. Pat T, it's nice to see you. Castle, good morning. Alicia, suffering from insufferable oh my gosh, the allergies are driving me absolutely through the roof. I'm taking 2 allergy pills. I started sneezing at northern Florida. I mean, just going crazy. I'm driving, freaking 70 plus miles an hour and sitting behind the wheel sneezing. I had to pull over and slow down because I couldn't control my sneezes. In Georgia, it didn't seem like it was that bad, but I was still not, I had to pull my box of tissue out, my handy dandy box of tissue, which was smushed all the way in the back. I must have smushed it with something. Poor box looks as beat up as Betty. So I ended up having to pull that out, and but it's been awful. It's been absolutely awful, and of course my eyes are starting to water now. So. Bad girl, it's nice to see you. Outer Banks. Aw, Deanna, 7 months. Yay, 7 months. Thank you for all you do. Oh, you guys are just showing so much love. Thank you. Brenda Sue, it's nice to see you. Dirty Diana. Hey, 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 love bug. Wendy, I'm usually silent watcher, but I really like the fact that you are not intimidated by CP. And aw, thank you, Wendy. God bless you. Well, it's because I've been with abusive men, like literally my whole life. This is probably the first time I have not been in abuse and in some type of abusive situation in 40 years. So I am just, I'm over it. It's like I've dealt with people like him, so honestly, he likes to threaten people, and that's kind of my go-go juice. Like I'm so set in my ways about me having my freedom that I don't let anybody try to take that away. And that's what he tried to do. He tried to take it away. And so did his family. But just much like, them wanting to run over Nina while she had a baby in her hand, that's the kind of people that they are. Ginger Girl, it's nice to see you. Cinderella, hey, hey, hey. Did I say hi to you, Twitch Andrea? I don't think I did. I think I accidentally skipped over you. BMW, it's nice to see you. Linda, Stephanie. I lost my feelings in both my legs last Tuesday due to an assault on me by my nephews. Wife, I spread awareness of Sebastian Rogers here in Franklin County, Tennessee Hospital. I hope you're pressing charges. Nobody deserves to have their hands put on them. Anybody's hands put on them. Good morning, Betty, sweet moderators, everyone in chat. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Cheryl, it's nice to see you. Nikki Pooh, good morning. Karma's mom, nice to see you, love bug. Caroline, hey, hey, hey. I think we might. Maria, I don't think I said hi to you. Pink Butterfly, it's nice to see you, love. Monique, Tiger from South Carolina. Take 2 sinus pills. Yeah, I usually don't have to, but sometimes. Dwight, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Dawn, Carrie, it's nice to see you. Mari, Kari, Cami, I don't know if I said hi to you or not, but if I didn't, Sharon. April Rain, it's nice to see you. We finally made it to the bottom. It's nice to see everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. So the first thing I would like to do is kind of go through an intro for all the people that are new, that are just coming to the case of Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian Rogers is now 16 years old. However, when he disappeared, he was 15 years old, and he disappeared allegedly on February 26, 2024. he was last seen by allegedly his mother and a third party, two different events. The third party was at the Texas Roadhouse. When he left, he was in there dining. We have a proof of life showing he was alive. On February 25th, around 6 to 6:30 in the evening, he left the Texas Roadhouse about 6:22 as they were exiting, and it took him about until 6:25 to pull out of the drive. So we know he was alive at least until 6:25 the night before. They allegedly went directly home, and based upon everything I've learned, I believe that that is true. I don't think they stopped anywhere for anything. Whether other people believe that or not, it's not my belief. I believe they did, in fact, drive directly home. I don't know what happened from the time they got home to the time he was allegedly told to go to bed. But I do know by 9:43 to 9:46, Katie did make an outbound call to Christopher Proudfoot, where they stayed on the phone for an ungodly amount of time, which has been chalked up to him being, gone, working out of town. And so when they do have an opportunity, they speak for hours on end. Only law enforcement will be able to tell whether that statement is true and accurate based upon prior phone call conversations during, what time those conversations were. Have they ever had a 3-hour conversation this late on a Sunday, in the last 2 or 3 months? It'll be very obvious whether or not that's true to law enforcement. It won't be, all we have is to speculate on whether it's true or not. And I have to defer to the professionals, the professional body language people, the professional linguistics, the professional statement analysis. And we have the late Peter Hyatt that had made some statements about how he feels whatever happened had just happened to Sebastian, whether it was that he was injured or he, was put out of the house, which is really what the late Peter Hyatt kind of believed, that he was put out of the house. And when they went to go bring him back in, he was gone. That's kind of what, if I recall correctly. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's just not that cut and dry. I'm sure there was more analysis into it and he drove into it. But I believe, taking everything out, that's kind of what he believed, that he was put out of the house by Chris and or Katie. But we have learned since then that it appears that that Katie was truly the only person inside that home with him at the time that he allegedly disappeared. However, we learned on March 14th that there were some flashlights observed appearing to come from the back side of the Proudfoot home to an unknown vehicle that appeared to be suspiciously parked. And it appeared to me to be trying to avoid any type of camera pickup. And there was a blob that was sent, that was on another blob being carried to this unknown car. And so we don't know what those blobs are. Obviously, with our deductive reasoning, we can assume what they were and who they were. But assumptions aren't what are, admissible in court. Hardcore core facts and evidence are what is admissible in court. So far, Sebastian has never been seen. So far, he has not been seen by any third party outside of the Texas Roadhouse the night before on February 25th. Like I said, the last time anybody would have seen him would be pulling out around 6:25 in the evening. And that was the last any third party has laid eyes on Sebastian. Law enforcement went around, canvassed the neighborhood, looked for anybody that had camera footage, and it was determined that Sebastian was not found on any of the camera footage in and around that neighborhood leaving his home. They brought in scent dogs and ground disturbance dogs, and none of those dogs picked up on Sebastian's specific scent. A scent was followed. We'd have to assume, since followed from the house, it was following somebody's tracks from the house, but we have to deduct law enforcement statements that it wasn't Sebastian's. So the dog did pick up scent. It just wasn't Sebastian's scent. So that leaves the question, whose scent was it? Law enforcement has not seen him on video, has not seen him by any third party, and has not had any scent dogs pick up on his scent, effectively having the appearance that Sebastian walked into his house but never walked out without them saying that much. They've given us all the information to make that conclusion ourselves, but it doesn't appear that anybody has any evidence that Sebastian ever left willingly from that home. And there's no evidence that he actually left that home. So that's the problem we have, with the exception of the blob being carried out of the house at between 3 and 4 a.m. in the morning. That is the only other explanation that could have happened, that could be had, related to Sebastian's disappearance. So there's been a lot of shots fired from Team At Night, right? Team At Night came into this case around September 2024. They wanted to help, they wanted to assist. They have increased the reward fund significantly in an aid to try to locate Sebastian Rogers. And so far, they may be getting some type of leads in, but it's not obviously enough to crack the case open because the reward still keeps increasing. So it sounds like they are serious about trying to find people with information and willing to pay for the information in an effort to aid in bringing Sebastian home. The goal is to bring Sebastian home safely, but we also have to be realistic. Nobody even saw this kid leave the house, let alone has even seen the kid since he's been reported missing. So statistically, this is not a very good situation. This is a grave situation. It's been a grave situation since the Bullhorn Betty channel has been involved in it and has analyzed the case on its face months ago, almost a year ago. And it was determined way back a year ago, I want to say about the ending, from the 20th on is when we determined that something really foul was going on here. And, it's April 15th. So it's been almost 13 months since we made that assessment ourselves. And it is the situation that it is. So here is some of the shots being fired, not necessarily from Team At Night. We have Amy allegedly. Sebastian Rogers reported no accidents at his father's home and wore underwear all the time there. Conversely, he was required per parent report to wear diapers 24/7 while in the home of his mother and stepfather. They reported he had accidents. I think it meant he had accidents to the point they didn't know what else to do. Much research shows that children who perceive that they have no control or power over their own life, living situation, autonomy, or are experiencing abuse/neglect will struggle to maintain some sense of control/power over what they can. This includes when and where they use the bathroom. Excuse me, guys. Was this happening to Sebastian? And I think that is a valid question. Was this happening to? Of course it was. We know it was. The stepfather, Christopher Proudfoot, is almost boastful about this horrible treatment of his stepson. He actually thinks that makes him look good as a man. In his twisted, messed up mind, he honestly thinks this is normal. He has not understood that this is not normal. Fathers and parents don't act this way in normal settings. So this is far from being normal. And he is so boastful as if this is applauded. And if this is applauded in Sumner County, Tennessee, I'm very concerned about this entire county, not just this one child. Because if it's that difficult for Sumner County to see between parenting and abuse, we've got a huge problem. Huge problem. What about the scars you don't see on somebody's body? What do you do about those, Sumner County? Does that make it not abuse? Does that make it not abuse? Because you can't see the marks. Does that make it not abuse? Of course not. Of course not. Here's another one. You carried me for 9 months. You said you loved me. I trusted you, but sadly, you lied. You and Mr. Chris know where I am. Time to start talking. Mom, I would have never hurt or betrayed you the way you did me. People are starting to see. People are starting to realize that it's coming to the point where we remember hearing Mr. Proudfoot say, "You'll never find him." That was at the beginning of the case. I think that was before April. Before April of 2024, he's telling people, the people that are wanting to search for him, "You'll never find him. You'll never find him." And so far, we haven't found him. That tells me right there, Mr. Chris knew exactly what was going on, right? He was very confident that nobody would find him. She told you, tell us. So it sounds to me like somebody's got loose lips. It's either Chris or Katie. Somebody's got loose lips. And some of those loose lips are being leaked to social media. That's what I can get out of this. Now, did somebody tell me that? No. But the boards like this tell me a lot. Tells me maybe Katie's concerned and she's talking to her trusted people, and Chris is concerned and he's talking to his trusted people, and there's somebody in their trusted circles that are leaking information. That's what it's telling me. Now, is that accurate, true, or correct? I don't know. That's my opinion based upon what you see here. It's just the way my brain works. So I don't know if that's accurate or not. And I know, go back, hold on. I don't know why it makes me do that. This irritates me. There we go. And of course, Michelle Lee, which many of you guys know. I just lost my audio. Hold on, pull that back. Pull that back. Stop screen. Thank you, StreamYard. I would never, ever, ever share this around as a good product if you guys haven't figured that out yet. But Michelle Lee, I think she's one of the moderators that that set up the Find Sebastian website. And I was saying I wanted to look for the signs, because I read several signs. There were several signs going up in and around the United States. This is not being just local in Tennessee. These are being sent out throughout the United States. But I've noticed that there is an undertone to each one. And it seems to me, because of how involved in this case that I have been, it seems to me that it's pointed at the mom and stepdad, every single one of these posters. And they're going up all over the country. Now, they're not saying it's to them, but we that have been following this case know exactly who they're directed at. And they're not directed at a stranger danger. And so we have, what did I do? You made me vanish. I cried, you lied. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? And I think we need to remember that. Was any of this worth it? So many of you guys know I have been using AI in a lot to do with Sebastian's analysis. And I have been getting some information. And last night or yesterday, we went over some of the information that I was plugging in, to try to find out the behavior and psychological traits of Chris and Katie. Well, albeit I don't think there was enough plugged in for it to be accurate. I think it's accurate, just based on the 3 interviews it had an opportunity to review. I am planning on deleting that whole chat out and starting anew. And I'm going to be plugging in every single one of their interviews that they've had from the beginning of time in order of them. And once I get that, I'm going to ask for another behavioral and psychological analysis where it has a lot more information to garner from. I'm also going to be plugging in the relevant history, who they are, what we've learned about them, as people, any type of prior addresses, putting in their Navy work and experience, their what they currently do now, and see if we can get a little better proximity of where he could be based upon their histories and habits that we previously have known about, since I don't know when all the work was done. I'd have to think probably by the middle of April is when content creators were going through their entire life and putting it out on the public in the public forum. So we captured that back in April. I think it was April 16th when I went through and did a lot of capturing of their history. April 6th, which is kind of ironic because that's tomorrow. April 16th of 2024 is when all my screen captures date show. So a year ago tomorrow, we went through and acquired as much personal information for Chris, Katie, and the Bower Sox as we could have humanly done. And it wasn't work that we did. We just went out there and pulled the information from social media or other places like Reddit and other by other means. X. I think we were on X. We pulled from X, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. And we did a whole huge gathering of information and stuck it in a file. And I have never really went back and looked at it. But I think now we can go back and start plugging the facts in. It can't be things if you don't, that's the one thing I'm finding out. If you don't know the information, it's better just to tell the system you don't know that information than assuming the information. One thing you don't want, if you want a true blue readout, you don't want to put any of you only want factual information in the system to get an accurate reading. If you're plugging in stuff that isn't factual into it, or that is not known as fact, then it's going to be more difficult to get an unbiased response. That's just my personal opinion. So I want the most unbiased response possible because I'm looking for information. I'm not looking for it to be the same as me or parrot the same information. I want to have different angles to be able to use this AI to help aid in this. So I asked it a very touchy question today. And it's a question that's been weighing on every single one of our minds for a very long time. Let me just read a couple things. I just saw something. I'm sad for Seth. I don't believe I could be as strong as he has been. Well, that's very, very sweet. Can you triangulate locations on AI regarding KP, TP, and CB, like locations? Then if we had the information, we could, but I don't know that we have factual information to be able to triangulate them. We're only going to be able to go off behaviors and psychology because we don't really have a whole lot of factual information. We know where Katie came from. We know what happened to her. We know where she's lived, since that happened to her. We know that her mom was an abuser. Her father was either on substances or alcohol. And she leaned heavily on her family, her extended family, to help with her upbringing. That's, what we know about her. Chris is a little more elusive. We know he's from that specific area. We know he has family that have deep ties politically, and business wise. And of course, everybody knows his mother. So we have that aspect in it, but he's also, when he was in Virginia, he's been in California, he's bounced from place to place. He's had 4 other marriages, the contentious divorce with Nina, the child custody, the allegations, all of that stuff, all the factual information can be plugged into the system to produce results. But the question I asked it today, let me just go up here so you guys know exactly what I asked. And I said, is Sebastian Rogers, well, my question was, based upon everything you've learned, is Sebastian Rogers still alive? And so I wanted to share you the analysis that AI provided to me related to this question. And it, as you guys can imagine, probably not um, the it's probably not the answers that we want, right? So they did a full analysis. One behavior and psychological analysis summary. Subjects evaluated was Katie Proudfoot and Christopher Proudfoot. Primary sources of evidence considered: transcript from Deception Detective, analysis of video Katie Proudfoot, the March 2024 Smiley's interview, the 3-hour Chris Proudfoot live stream that was on, I think, Clue's channel, Chlamydia's channel, follow-up observation of Katie and Chris' current public behavior, refusal to let America's Most Wanted to film inside their home, retention of separate criminal defense attorneys, and timeline inconsistencies and behavioral leakage. So those are where the evidence that these are where they pulled all of this information from. So summary is the behavioral indicators. This is for, obviously in the parentheses, Katie Proudfoot. And it said past tense slip. She referred to Sebastian as was and corrected herself unnaturally. Avoidance, consistently avoids answering direct questions. What happened that night? Lack of concreteness. Describes the night Sebastian disappeared as normal or calm without providing verifiable details. No address to public or perpetrator. Never issued a plea to potential abductors. No direct address to Sebastian, even though prompted, fails to speak to him directly in present tense. No call to action or request for help. Doesn't urge viewers to look or call police. Fails all 7 criteria identified by the deception detective: present tense, cooperation, inclusive stance, appeal to abductor, appeal to Sebastian, ask for help, call to action. She has failed all of those. So now we're going to look at Christopher Proudfoot in the same perspective. Overall involvement in online panels, appears repeatedly in live streams, but often behaves defensively or sarcastically. Attempts to control the narrative, talks more about YouTubers than Sebastian. Dismissive of criticism, repeatedly avoids real-time questions or contradicts earlier details. Emotional flatness, shows more engagement talking about soda or overalls than about a missing stepson. Minimizing risk, admits Sebastian would be left home alone 2 to 3 hours despite his disability. And I don't think that that's a major factor. It picked up on this. But he was an autistic child, but he was high functioning, and he was a teenager, and it appears that he has been perfectly fine taking care of himself, much like every other 15-year-old, without their parent around for a few hours after school. Focuses on exoneration, discusses passing polygraph and having no evidence of foul play rather than emotional distress or urgency. Refusal to allow media entry to home, a significant red flag that supports potential concealment. So 4, additional circumstantial red flags. Refusal to allow America's Most Wanted to film home suggests concerns over what may be inadvertently revealed. Criminal defense attorneys indicate anticipation of legal liability or criminal exposure. Law enforcement has not ruled out foul play despite publicly downplaying it. The lack of sincere search behavior, no verified canvassing, emotional pleas, or participation in open searches. It has picked up on that. Comparative cases. Behavioral patterns of both Chris and Katie Proudfoot mirror known deception indicators in high-profile child homicide cases. Susan Smith, 1994, used past tense before sons were confirmed dead, emotionally flat in early media. Casey Anthony in 2008 failed to report Kaylee missing, over-focused on other legal status and media portrayal. Ayla Reynolds case, parental figures lawyering up early, media avoidance, and evasive interviews. Each of the following cases involve narrative control, delay, or avoidance of genuine search actions and failure to engage the public sincerely. Now we're going to look at the statistics and research. This is quite alarming for you guys. I'm reading and I can't see your questions, and I apologize. I will catch up with your questions when I get back to the other side of the computer. The screen that you're seeing being presented is the one that I am looking at and reading. And when I look at it and read it, I don't see the comments or StreamYard because I'm on a completely different screen. So I just wanted to let you know that. So the relevant statistics and search: in over 80% of child homicide cases involving children under 18, a parent or caregiver is involved. I want you to understand that. In over 80% of the child homicide cases involving children under the age of 18, a parent or a caregiver is involved. 80%, y'all. 80%. And that's according to the U.S. Department of Justice. Listen to this other alarming statistic. Between 70% and 90% of caregivers found to be involved in fatal child disappearance cases exhibited at least 3 or more of the 7 deception behavioral markers per DiPaolo and Morris, Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, 2004. So if you guys want something to read, Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. It was printed in 2004. 70 to 90% of the caregivers that were involved in the fatal child's disappearance cases exhibited 3 or more of the 7 deception behavior markers. That is alarming. 95% of innocent caregivers make spontaneous public appeal for help and consistently refer to the child in the present tense. So this is where Seth Rogers resides, right here. 95% of innocent caregivers make spontaneous public appeals for help and consistently refer to the child in the present tense, per statement analysis benchmark study that was done between 2016 and 2023. False polygraph claims. It appears over 62% of proven concealment cases, as noted in cross-case comparison. False polygraph claims. We passed 62% of the people involved in the child homicide cases run to the people and tell them we passed. This sounds very familiar to what Chris did at the beginning of this case, did it not? Where he told everybody he had passed the polygraph. All of them had passed the polygraph until Nancy Grace point blank asked him, and he said, no, he never took a polygraph. Then he went through and tried to play word salad games and say, I never said that, when he clearly said, I counted at least 3 times during that time he acknowledged to people writing on Facebook that he did in fact take and pass a polygraph. Interesting. 62% of people involved in child homicides do the same thing. Did you know that? I didn't know that. 62%. So, in conclusion, after a detailed review of all the above evidence, especially the early deception detective analysis and later behavioral confirmations, it is highly unlikely that Sebastian Rogers is still alive. The complete absence of urgency, sincere fear, or demonstrable grief from both Katie and Chris Proudfoot, paired with their guarded behavior, past tense references, and narrative manipulation, strongly mirror patterns in other confirmed child death cover up cases. The probability that Sebastian is still alive is very low. There is no indication of genuine belief from his primary caregivers that he is out there to be found. The psychological indicators instead suggest foreknowledge of a fatal outcome and a coordinated attempt to manage public perception. This assessment does not claim guilt, but rather evaluates behavioral consistency with known patterns of innocent versus deceptive caregiver conduct in missing child cases. That's hard to read. That's very, 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 very difficult to read. And I'm using AI, and I'm pretty sure AI runs about the same way from AI system to AI system. So everybody out there that's watching this, you're more than welcome to fact check this information. What I recommend you doing is going back to all of Chris and Katie's interviews, including Seth's, if you want an overall view. I'm focused on Chris and Katie because Seth, in my opinion, has exonerated himself. He's put forth his alibi and supporting documentation. We haven't gotten that from the mom or stepdad, and remember, they're the ones that were living with this child. The mom was the last person to see this child alive. Yet this father that was at work, he's produced all of his stuff, but nobody else has. I want receipts. I don't want people's words. I don't trust people's words. People lie to me each and every day. People say one thing and do another. I don't trust people anymore. I haven't trusted people since I started doing about a year, 12 months after coming to YouTube. I realized how dirty and slimy people are. Everybody, even the ones that you don't expect. And so I don't trust people. I don't want to hear words. I want to see facts. I want to see receipts. That's what I want. And so far, the only person that has actually done that is Seth Rogers. But for those that want to keep it real, plug them all in. You'll probably be amazed what AI says about the mom and stepdad versus what they say about Seth Rogers. But don't just give a little, give it all, right? If you really want to do this, if you really want to work with AI and see what it does, start taking all those transcripts and converting those videos into printed data, and then upload that data into AI. Give it multiple opportunities, multiple resources to work on. I'm going to start a project. I'm going to delete the stuff I've already plugged in. I'm going to start a project, and I'm going to plug every factual information about this case that we can come up with into AI. And once we are done, we have exhausted any more information to put in the system. It'll be then time for us to start asking questions and having it produce its response and why the system feels that way, right? Because the first round that AI gave me on its assessment on whether Sebastian was alive was missing the statistics and other information. So I asked it, can you provide the statistics and the citing of those statistics? And it did. So you can ask it to do that, and it'll give you the statistics. So I did put a poll in the system. And it looked like a lot of you guys may have taken that poll. I'm going to give you guys about another minute. Right now on my end, it is 10:06 a.m. So I'm going to wait until it gets to 10:07 a.m. And then I'm going to finish that poll up and see where we are. What does it say? Even AI, it cannot be 100% correct. No, I definitely agree with you, Caroline, but it has been very accurate for everything that we know. I mean, it is accurate to the professionals that we've heard throughout this case. So far, everything has been spot on. That's why I want to delete that out and completely build an entire project with all the facts, not our opinions, all the facts of the case. That's all the reports from law enforcement, Eric Craddock's statements, Chris and Katie Proudfoot's interviews. And it's a very sophisticated, and it is a good tool, but it can't be, you're right. I mean, it's not evidence that can be presented in court. But, if it can give us just an edge, if it can, analyze Chris and Katie and say, that, based upon everything it knows and their psychological profile, it would be, he could be here. We also have to plug in that Chris was working in Memphis and staying in Horn Lake. So it's got to take that into consideration. But I think what I like about AI is we know all this information, but when we start to apply it to our analysis, there's a lot of stuff that we can forget. And by doing it this way, it's remembering all of those things, all of those critical little details that we forgot about. It's taking into consideration where we may have forgotten to include it. So I think that it'll be very, very, very important for us to use this as a tool, not rely on it solely. We got to rely on our common sense and fact-finding skills, but it definitely helps lay out all the findings in a more consistent and concise manner. I'm curious to find out what it picks up that we did, right? That's where the pay dirt will be. So I'm a numbers person and great with percentages. I get it. Yes, exactly. So just very, very, very interesting stuff. And so now we're going to pull the poll and see what our numbers are. I think we have 35% trolls in here, because who wouldn't want to use AI to find out information about this? Who wouldn't, right? It seems like it's becoming such a great tool. We had 422 votes, and 65% is yes. So we had 2/3 yes and 1/3 no. Should we plug information into the AI? So the majority rules here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. So we are going to plug this entire case into AI. We're going to do it methodically. We're going to do it in an organized fashion. And then once it's built, once the project is built, then I think we'll be able to really, really, really start. Renee says I'm not a troll. Oh, come on, Renee.
Sneaky gremlins love to fight, but we're here to set it right. Jump and duck, let's take a shot, turning trolls into what they're not. Whack a troll, let 'em tumble, let 'em roll. Swing your spatula or a stick, whack 'em fast, whack 'em quick.
A couple of our regulars like, wait a minute, I said no, I'm not a troll either. Oh, I'm starting to go down. I hit the little down button on the thing. It started going woo like an elevator. See, watch this. I'm here and now I'm not. Oh, that's funny. Renee, we need to have a troll club. Maybe we should redo the names again. Instead of coffee's names, we need to come up with troll names, right? We need troll names. We need to have like the real nasty trolls, right? We need to have them at the top tier. If they're really that troll, they got to pay us $60 to come into the chat. No, I'm just joking. Make them pay their way. We're doing a lot of work over here, whacking them. It's costing us a lot of resources and time. I'm just saying they need to pay for it. They need to pony up that. No, I'm just joking. Anyways, guys, that's kind of my presentation today. She hates me. Carrie says, nah. There's a lot of people I really, really, really dislike. I think that there are a few people that I need to forgive because there is some hate in my heart for several people, but it's hardly anybody that's on this platform. Well, no, there are a couple of people on this platform that I actually just hate. If they just expired tomorrow, I'd probably throw a party, and that's sad. I'm a Christian woman. That's not how it should be. So I've got to work on that for myself. You know what I'm saying? I've got to work on that myself. But I don't lie about being a human being. I don't lie about, real life. A Christian, just because you're a Christian doesn't mean you have to be nice. I leave the I'm a good-hearted person. I'll help anybody, but I leave that sweet, stuff to the preachers. That belongs to them. Okay. They have a job to do and they do it well. I have a job to do it. I do it well. Being a Christian doesn't mean I got to be nice to people. And it took me a long time to realize that. It's, I have to remember where I get my power from, but I don't know if you guys read the Bible. Not every phase of our Bible was pink bows and butterflies. Okay. It took a lot of warriors during the biblical times. So that's what we have to remember. And, I give everything to God, as many of you guys do. And I wrap myself in the armor of God to do the jobs that I do. But this thing that you think, because I'm a Christian woman, that I somehow have to be nice. No, I don't. What we do is we make sure that we leave places better than when we came. We uplift people. We bring people to the Lord. We talk about God all the time here. We go to church every Sunday. We pray for him to allow us to do better. I'm a very kind person, but I also have the side of me that's not so kind, right? And I think all of us have that in us. So it is what it is. But I definitely know I need God each and every week. I know that I need to be wrapped in his love and his guidance each and every week. And hopefully you guys do too. So anyways, that's kind of my thing. Is Sebastian with us? I haven't thought Sebastian's been with us since about the end of March. I knew pretty clearly that this was not the case, but you always want to support people. You always want to, give like Seth a fighting chance to really find his son. But at some point, when are we going to get out and actually start looking for a son? And it's time for us to start getting out and looking for a son. And I don't think his son's going to be found in some camp. Okay. His son is going to be found out there somewhere. And that's just my belief. And it's time to bring Sebastian home. So take that for what you will. God bless each and every one of you. Say his name, Jesus. Thank you, Mama Bear. God bless you. God bless you. And what did it say? Hold on, they got up here. Our beautiful Carrie said, as I said, better if we if we're perfect, we wouldn't need God. Yeah, if we were perfect, we wouldn't need God. I'm an imperfect person. I know that I'm an imperfect person, and I make mistakes daily. And but I don't try to hide from those mistakes. I address those things very transparently, because part of my job is empowering people. And if you're going to lie, how are you empowering people? If you're going to say you should do this, you do that. You lead by example. That's the way I was always taught. I was taught to be kind and sweet until what time you're not supposed to be kind and sweet. And that's kind of where my personality is. Half holy, half hood, right? You can pray with me, but don't play with me. I think that shirt really does put it in a nutshell. And I think it's okay to be that way. And anyways, guys, enough of me, enough about God. You guys get over if you haven't had an opportunity. Turkey Man did a wonderful service. He's still struggling with his brother's death, so please keep him in your prayers. Melanie's having procedures. We had, was it Brown Eye Girl, or I can't remember who it was. Panda Bear's mom, I think, is one of them. Brown Eye Girls was going through something. I know River's been going through something. We have a lot of people. Sonia's been going through something. Karen's been going through something. The Real Me Too's been going through something. I've been going through something. Just keep everybody something in your prayers, because I got to tell you, God moves mountains. You guys prayed over me for my trip. My trip all the way up here was a breeze, even through Atlanta, Georgia at noon. It was slow but steady. And the only time it got a little rough was when I was coming into the Lion's Den, right? Or there close to. And that was it. That was it. And that is the first time that I can say in probably 5 or 6, since the hurricane started hitting. That is the first time I've had an easy, breezy drive up here. Now, if we could just pray for the same on the way back home, hallelujah, right? Hallelujah. So anyways, guys, thanks for being here. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. And please pray for Sebastian, and just wrap Seth with all the love and the support that you guys can muster. God bless. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you. God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.